In our ever-modernizing world, some tribes remain untouched, preserving ancient ways of life that defy time. From fearless Arctic warriors to secretive islanders, their survival stories are both fascinating and inspiring. Today we're uncovering the mysteries of 7 unique tribes whose lives hold secrets of resilience, survival, and the battle to preserve tradition. Let's dive in. The Maasai tribe of Kenya and Tanzania is one of Africa's most iconic groups, famous for their vibrant red attire, beaded jewelry, and their deep connection to cattle. But their history reveals an incredible tale of resilience. The Maasai originally migrated from North Africa around the 15th century. Their southward journey was treacherous, involving conflicts with other tribes and encounters with wild predators. Along the way, they acquired cattle, cementing their spiritual and cultural bond with these animals. For the Maasai, cattle aren't just wealth, they are life. They're used as food, currency, and even part of marital negotiations. By the early 20th century, the Maasai faced near extinction due to drought, disease, and British colonization. In 1911, they were forced to sign treaties surrendering their fertile lands to settlers, reducing their territory drastically. Despite this, the Maasai have clung to their semi-nomadic lifestyle. One of their most captivating traditions is the Adamu, or jumping dance, where young men leap into the air during initiation ceremonies. The height of their jump symbolizes strength and maturity. Tourists may try it, but few can match their effortless grace, a product of their calcium-rich diet of milk and blood. The Hadza people have called Tanzania's savannas home for over 50,000 years, making them one of the oldest continuous human populations on Earth. Their hunter-gatherer lifestyle has remained largely unchanged since the Stone Age. Unlike other tribes, the Hadza don't keep livestock or grow crops. Instead, they rely entirely on the land, hunting game with handmade bows and foraging for fruits, roots and honey. Honey gathering in particular is a high-risk endeavor. Hadza women climb towering baobab trees to retrieve beehives, braving aggressive bees for the sweet reward. Their deep knowledge of plants and animals allows them to adapt to changing conditions, but their survival is under threat. Over the last century, they've lost nearly 90% of their ancestral lands to farming and settlements. Modernization has forced many Hadza to abandon their traditional ways, but a few communities continue to fight for their right to live as their ancestors did. Interestingly, the Hadza have a unique relationship with nature. They communicate with birds, especially the greater honey guide, which leads them to beehives. Scientists have also studied their gut microbiome, revealing unique adaptations that allow them to thrive on raw and wild foods. The Huaorani tribe has lived in the Ecuadorian Amazon for centuries, defending their territory fiercely from outsiders. Their deep understanding of the rainforest allows them to thrive as expert hunters and gatherers. Using blowguns and spears, they hunt animals like monkeys and tapirs, while also gathering fruits and medicinal plants. In the 1950s, their story took a dark turn when American missionaries attempted to contact them, leading to violent confrontations. The Huaorani viewed the outsiders as a threat to their land, which they have always regarded as sacred. Today, the Huaorani face a new battle: deforestation and oil extraction. Companies have encroached on their territory, destroying large swathes of rainforest. Despite these challenges, the Huaorani remain one of the few tribes to openly resist modernization, refusing to abandon their traditions. Their language, a linguistic isolate, is unlike any other on Earth, reflecting their unique cultural identity. In the remote highlands of Papua New Guinea, some tribes once practiced ritual cannibalism, not out of savagery but as a deeply spiritual act. For these tribes, consuming the body of a loved one was an act of respect, ensuring their spirit lived on within the community. Cannibalism was also practiced after tribal conflicts, where the flesh of enemies was consumed to symbolize victory and ward off evil spirits. While these practices have largely disappeared, they offer a fascinating glimpse into a worldview where death is not the end, but a continuation of one's connection to the tribe. Today, many tribes in Papua New Guinea face threats from deforestation and industrial encroachment, but their cultural resilience remains strong. Living in Siberia's frigid tundra, the Chukchi have survived temperatures as low as -50 degrees Celsius for centuries. Their lives revolve around reindeer, which provide food, clothing and transportation. In the 1700s, the Chukchi faced Russian colonization efforts, resisting successfully for over 40 years. Even after Russia's eventual conquest, the Chukchi maintained much of their independence and traditional lifestyle. Their spiritual beliefs center on nature with a deep reverence for the polar star, which they believe guides their spirits after death. Despite modern influences, many Chukchi communities continue to practice their ancestral ways, making them a testament to human resilience. The pygmies of the Congo Basin, often under 5 feet tall, have adapted perfectly to their dense forest environment. Their small stature allows them to move quickly and quietly through the undergrowth, making them expert hunters. For thousands of years, they've lived in harmony with the rainforest, crafting tools and traps from natural materials. But their small size has also made them targets. Historically, they faced violence from neighboring tribes, including instances of cannibalism. Today, deforestation and political instability threaten their way of life. Yet their deep cultural knowledge and resilience inspire hope for their survival. The Sentinelese, living on North Sentinel Island in the Indian Ocean, are perhaps the world's most isolated tribe. For over 60,000 years, they've lived without contact with the outside world, fiercely defending their island from intruders. In 2018, a missionary attempting contact was killed, highlighting the tribe's determination to remain undisturbed. Their isolation has helped preserve their way of life, but also makes them vulnerable to modern diseases. India has declared the island off-limits to protect the Sentinelese from exploitation and ensure their safety. These tribes are living reminders of humanity's resilience, adaptability and diversity. But as the modern world encroaches on their lands, their survival depends on our respect and protection. Which tribe's story amazed you the most? Let us know in the comments below.